Good morning, friends, and you are our friends. Welcome back to Trekking the Future, episode 2. And this time, I'll first introduce myself. I'm Joshua Hadley up here in Kotzebue, Alaska, on the city council. I'm just a specialist, president of the chess club, treasurer of the Green Party of Alaska, podcast co-host, student of the Earth, a human being here in the Milky Way galaxy in the solar system with the Lord from the Principality of Sealand, that country.
Yeah.
Justin.
Hello. And you can actually hear me this time. Look at that, right away. Not 17 minutes into the episode. Uh,
Much better.
I think what happened was I went to click it last time and just slightly clicked next to the actual unmute and
Uh,
didn't realize it until Brandon showed up in the chat. But this time we're here. No technical difficulties this time. Hopefully, so far.
yeah, and the for both streamers, you just streamed as we talked about last week. Well, not all. I don't think they're together in every day, but yeah, did some streams on Twitch, right?
Well, I did a Gopher and Juck stream that's been happening. Me and Jeff been playing Marvel Rivals until Baldur's Gate 3 finally releases the crossplay update, and we can begin that with TJ. We also or not Jeff, Tuck and I did a drunken Marvel Rival stream a couple nights ago, and yesterday we did our annual Gopher and Tuck Super Bowl, where we play that year's Madden game, playing that year's Super Bowl matchup. He was the Chiefs, I was the Eagles. I won in a very low scoring 151 to 149 game. So,
Oh man. See what game was that? Was it Amco football or no? I can't remember the company name. You said it was Madden, right?
yeah, Madden, the second Madden 25, because there was a Madden 25 that came out 11 years ago as well.
Oh, that's right. For I think the
Yeah,
25th anniversary,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And I kept waiting and thinking, like, all right, when the next one comes out, is it going to be called Madden 25? Are they going to swerve? What are they going to do? And it's just the exact same title as it was the first time.
Of course, they'd be lazy with it. The whole series seems lazy, but
Yeah,
you'd know more than me.
yeah. It's not a lot of. I mean, it's EA.
Well, I didn't do so much streaming this past week. I think I might have played Bentley Bear on stream one time. I just been so tired. Like even
Yeah,
yesterday, I just went straight to sleep after work. But I got a new video game. I was just telling Justin.
yeah. He did.
Star Trek for the Atari 2600. Should work on my 7800 plus. I'll find out. I'll
He'll find out. He'll
definitely
find out.
find out before I try to stream it. Um, I don't know if I'll be able to stream it this next week. You're not streaming tonight, right? I don't want to
No.
compete with Justin. Like we're not gonna stream at the same time.
Yeah, I will be playing Dungeons and Dragons, doing a campaign, start a campaign for the first time in a while. It's only going to be the second campaign I've been a part of, so that's fun. But that's just going to be a thing I'm doing personally in Jeff's Discord. So
So I'll be streaming tonight if you guys want to check it out. And later on, if you're watching this and you live in Kotzebue, give us a shout out. But we're doing the chess club at ATC this afternoon, 1 o'clock. I don't
yeah,
know about next week. I'm gonna be down in Juneau. I will be able to do the show, but
yes,
I'm not gonna get back into Kotzebue until the evening,
mm,
unfortunately.
yeah.
Or
So
maybe fortunately, like we're finally rid of them. Yes.
we'll be getting a new background for you over there for next week.
Yeah. Oh, and thanks for pointing that out because I finally got my Funko Pop.
Yeah, yeah. There he is.
Ah,
Oh
it's the
yeah.
morning. Really
Yes.
loud.
Mm.
Um, so this show, Trek in the Future, we're reviewing Strange New Worlds. We watched episode 2, Children of the Comet. It was more of a episode on Uhura this time, who's just joined. Um, I don't know if she's just joined Starfleet or I know she's just on the Enterprise now. Um, what did you think about this episode?
I enjoyed it. I'm getting a little more into it now. Now we're 2 episodes in. Um, I'm liking the characters. The acting has been enjoyable. The main guy, Kirk, is it Kirk? Keep
Like,
missing it. Pike. Okay, Kirk's the
oh,
other one.
Kirk, unfortunately, if you remember, he touched the egg, and he's like, ah.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I'm
His brother is a comp that he became a captain.
yeah, but the Pike is just there's something about him that's just very likable. Very enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, and of course, Spock has been great.
Yep.
Yeah, we got some background on how's her name pronounced? Uhura.
Uhura,
Yeah,
I believe.
Uhura. We got like her whole backstory and finding out like why she's joining the Enterprise and all that. Her parents passing away, and like the reason she knows what was it, like 30 something languages.
37.
Mm.
Well, I think she knew. Well, no, wait, yeah. There's like 27 or
20,
some 24 on
22
language.
Yeah,
That's
22 that are spoken in Kenya, which is where she's from.
yep.
And then she ended up learning like 37.
I, even where you live, they hardly speak one language. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they there's a comet as they call it. I think it might be a little bit bigger than a comet, considering the amount of destruction they said it was going to do. Maybe an asteroid. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know,
they
but
referred to it as a comet, but then they found out it apparently is not a comet, according to the people they were speaking with about it. They were like,
that's no moon.
yeah.
It ends up having some kind of structure on there. It's gonna impact this planet, kill these people. So Starfleet's gonna move it for them, and these religious zealots. That's it.
Jealous, yeah.
They stop them, and they're like, "Oh no, they smell."
Like,
And
no, 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 no.
the Kirk guy, who's the brother of Sam Kirk, who's brother of
Mm.
James Kirk that William
Yeah.
Shatner plays. He goes in there, he touches the egg, and they're like, "Oh no, he's on the floor." And it was
I like
yeah,
the brief interaction with him and Pike about the mustache. I enjoyed that
yeah,
earlier in the episode.
yeah. I actually remember that too. Uh, yeah, that happens. You're has to figure out like, all right, how do I talk to this thing or figure out how to communicate? And it's through singing, which I
Yeah,
really enjoyed. I
yeah,
really enjoyed some of the scenes
yeah.
there. Spock's working on his motivational speaking.
Yeah.
His
His pep
his
talks.
first his first like speech, Raha speeches. Oh, we know more now because that poor Sam here got zapped, so we know what not to do. So the situation is because of his sacrifice. Spock. Yeah, thanks, Spock.
Nice, Spock. Yeah. So I enjoyed it. Um, I'm definitely like getting more into it as the show goes along.
Yeah, yeah, I really like the sets.
Mm.
I seen some of the original series, and I mentioned this before. It was cardboard sets, and this one's very nice. The yeah, everything looks fantastic though. I'm like the show I was watching before this one was the Twilight Zone. Maybe I'm not the best judge of that here. Modern things.
Does look good. It's a very very nice looking series.
See, and yeah, I, I enjoyed it. The the ending, I didn't get it really at first, but I'm starting to understand it now. Like I thought there was implications of the religious or something, and I might have just been tired the first time I watched it, but the second time I watched it, the whole thing of well, this thing has a structure and they knew it was gonna impact this planet. Like people can do the mathematics and figure this out. So maybe they just had the instruction, hey, if there's life on Persephone 4 or I'm gonna cheat. It's three. I was wrong. Three. I'm giving fake news here. Like, if you don't want to impact this planet, cut this piece off and it'll be fine. Like, someone did the math to figure that out.
Yeah.
If you want to call that divinity or not, I know like, um,
Yeah, like that's what they were
you're a big.
saying. The people they interacted with.
I bet you probably thought it was the flying spaghetti monster. Like it was
that
the
that
invisible.
is that is
Like,
Tuck's belief. That is not me. That is Tuck's.
uh,
Yeah.
so Tuck believes it was the invisible noodle. Like,
Yes. Yeah. That's his god.
oh man. It was fun to have a episode on Uhura who just joined the show.
Yeah.
I watched some of the original Star Trek, but it's nice to see her origin point. It was
Yeah.
really fun. I thought it was really funny that at the start, she gets hazed a lot at first. Everyone's wearing more casual clothes to this like, get together, and she's in uniform. And they bring in that blind alien. I I don't know. Can I call him an alien? Like it's Starfleet, where it's supposed to be like
Yeah.
mixing a melting pot. So
Yeah.
well,
It's. I mean, they basically just live in outer space.
yeah,
There's no real.
yeah, yeah,
Technically, they're all aliens.
yeah. You're right. We were the ones who were the aliens. We saved the natives, though. Say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty cool to see that blind guy. That's a cool character. He was able to telepathically communicate with Spock. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe he'll get an episode.
Maybe.
Like talking about you were figuring out that you could figure out what the message from these Mahani, the comet, was to harmonics. Maybe he'll be able to do it through Braille,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
I could see it. Well, he couldn't, but I could see it.
He can, but yeah.
uh, since we're close enough to it, I figure, dude, it's 7 a.m. here in Kotzebue.
Yeah.
What time is it there?
Just past 10. Just past 10 a.m. Got 3 hours on them.
So I don't like doing drugs first thing in the morning.
Not first
Um,
thing. Later, you know,
no,
maybe
yeah,
maybe like 2 or 3 p.m. But first thing, that's a little too early for drugs.
yeah, like um, I don't need to manipulate my mind right
Mm,
away.
mm.
But now, you know, I'm a caffeine addict, so I'm getting my first hit of W. Yeah.
There you go, getting some dubby, getting some of that
This
dubby.
flavor, yep, this flavor is Grandpa's denture water. Very, I really enjoy it.
What does it taste like?
It's a mango flavor,
Okay. Mm-hmm. Grandpa's Denture
and
water, mango flavor.
I've been saving money drinking this stuff. I'll go to AC and I'll buy a tall, like, well, no, a can of Nos, and that's $5.
Mm. For just a can.
And I forgot to put the little gooper back into the tub, but these I go to www.w.com or link in the description. In fact, all the people out there, I can't see how many viewers we are. I know it's at least like 2 million, right?
Close, yeah, close, very close.
Here's a discount code in the Twitch chat. If you can't and you're just watching or somehow in the future, if this ever happens, is listening to this in audio form, you can go to the website www.w.com and put in the checkout
Dubby.gg.
w.ggc. It's a good thing you're here. You actually know things.
W.GG. And you can put in
And
promo
when you
code
check
Go for Tuck. No and,
Gopher,
just Go for Tuck. All one word. Or you can click the link. The code is automatically applied in such a scenario, and you get
yeah,
10% off.
yeah,
That's a good percentage. And you get a big old jug of that thing. A lot of powder in there. Put it in your water, mix it up, and you get some nice, tasty grandpa's dentures.
absolutely. Hell yeah.
It's good stuff.
Um. All right, and let's get into the importance of communication. You know what we're doing here. This is important because how else would people know about Star Trek if we weren't here to tell them? You know,
True,
we gotta give them the good word.
true. We're really bringing to light this small time franchise that not too many people know about. You know.
Absolutely. You know, I get frustrated with some people. The English language is very what would be cordial. Like when you speak, I should say Justin and I did something. I shouldn't like say me and Justin did
Yeah.
something. That'd be wrong because in English I have to well, it's cordial, so I have to
Yep.
put you before I. And like if you really know how to like you really have to like study English to speak it well. And I do get frustrated when people can't even like give me the thing or like
Yeah.
you're not even speaking English well. And it even translates into in writing, we met on web forums.
Yeah.
If the children know what that is, it's like going to a website and you know they got you don't instantly message people. It's a little bit like Facebook where you gotta write something and post it.
Yeah. Kind of. Reddit is kind of similar. Kind of similar idea.
You probably still run into people like this or something where like Donald Trump. We're not getting too much into politics here, other than what we're presented on the show.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes he'll just write stuff like, or rather, well, some words in like all caps, like to emphasize at least. But some people seen where everything they write is all caps, like
Yeah.
you're yelling, like "Hello, good morning, like, how are you doing? The rock wrestler ever."
Yeah. Yeah. I had some old relative. I'm not entirely sure what the relation was, but
Mm.
he would like message me every year on my birthday on Facebook, just like all caps, "Happy birthday, Justin. How you doing?" But like just full caps. I feel like he might have accidentally hit the caps lock button one time on his computer and just never fixed it.
If you didn't know, like all the I'm looking at my keyboard and all the keys are capitalized. So
Yeah.
like, I can see like, oh, this is just how it is.
That's
Like,
just how letters are supposed to be.
well, you know, it's just no, it's just how the computer works. Like,
Yeah.
if he could write you a letter, he could do it proper. But you know,
Yeah.
it's like you gotta figure out how you use the tool. Just like language is a
Yeah.
tool.
Yeah.
Very important. Yeah, and there's in this episode that we're discussing, there's Uhura knows multiple languages.
Many, a great many.
If I recall correctly, just because you wrote Spanish, sometimes people thought you were Hispanic or something. Or was that
I
true?
don't know what the like. Yeah, there were a lot of people who kept thinking I was Spanish or something. I didn't. I mean, I liked Taco Bell, which isn't even actual Spanish food. Um, I like some people thought I looked Spanish, which I never saw it personally.
Hey, you look like you're from Europe.
Yeah. I did use to only like I couldn't get a beard for a while. It was just like a thin mustache. So apparently, me with a thin mustache and no beard looked more Hispanic. I guess I don't know. I never really got the bit. And now there's the whole thing with Ian refusing to acknowledge that I'm not Amish.
Wait, you're not Amish?
I'm not Amish. No. See, his thing, right, with me being Amish was because
Mm,
he thinks I look Amish. I have a mustache. This is the opposite issue with the Mexican thing, right? Where they think I
mm.
look Mexican because I had just a mustache and no beard. People who are Amish don't have mustaches. That's illegal. That's like an actual thing against their code to have a mustache, so they have just a beard and no mustache. I have always had a mustache. I've never had facial hair without having a mustache.
Just like Sam, he had a very nice mustache in this
Yeah,
episode.
a very nice mustache. Just, like if any of our friends are Amish, it's TJ. He has the whole beard with no mustache thing.
I feel like that that can go into communication too. The mustache, like if you just have a pencil mustache, that sort of like signaling you're like a pedophile or something. Who
Yeah.
made that joke? I forget. Was it I think it was someone James Waters, yeah. I think he
Mm.
made that joke and he's got a mustache like that. And so yeah, back to communication.
Yeah.
It, it's very important and I do get frustrated with I don't want to just make this show ranting, but I do get
Yeah.
frustrated when people can't speak well. And I mean, maybe I should be because speaking's a tool, and if I had someone working around me with a hammer and not using it right, and should I not be like, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?" Yeah, uh, yeah. And if we, I know, I guess to pull out the to make this last another couple of minutes, I'm going into
Yeah.
philosophy. Nietzsche, he talks about how language could be limiting, like if you I think the example I've heard is a tree. You say, well, that's a tree. You sort of remove it from all the thoughts and ways it's connected to the atmosphere, the
Mhm.
ground, and it just being that thing is limiting. But we still, the way our minds work, we need to have like to define things like to be able. I can look at this thing here and say, "Oh, it's a computer," or
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm talking to the people on Twitch or Justin." It is all limiting and sort of we is separating things from each other, but
Mhm.
it's sort of like I said a minute ago, it's necessary for the way our minds work, especially Justin's. Like, how else would he like do anything? He'd probably just be playing Tetris if he couldn't talk to people,
You
right?
know, I'm. I mean, I already struggle to talk to people, and you know, I always go back to it. Tetris. That's Tetris is the way of life.
Yeah.
Anytime you have any issues with anything, any troubles with anything at all, you can just play Tetris. You can just do that instead.
I don't know, I'd rather communicate with people and play Tetris.
you know, could do both. Could do both. I've done both. I've done both on the channel.
I say, and I mean, you could communicate with dogs too, like pointing or telling them something, and
I
mine will whine at me.
I frequently communicate with my cat.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, that's funny in the Star Trek universe. We did bring it up last week, but how all the aliens, the shepherds are alien to us. So I'll
Yep.
just use the word instead of be sensitive about it. But
Yeah.
I did notice, recall that when they talk to the shepherds, as they call themselves, through the translator, like, oh, that's how the translator got up. I think so. I mean, they've never met these people before, so.
Yeah.
But as far as I understand, you need a Rosetta Stone to be able to even begin to know what they're even saying. Or, I mean, this is the future, so like I would have never guessed ChatGPT 10 years ago.
yeah. 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 It's like
Like,
some type of like they talk and then the system on their ship automatically like translates, but apparently I guess it doesn't do a perfect job.
and
Interesting.
and I noticed too, like in the last episode, I think Kirk and Spock did what we're doing, and they went on some kind of Zoom type application. We're talking to each other,
Yeah.
and the communication was instantaneous. Like I know we're going from Kotzebue to Arlington,
Yeah.
but I think from planet to planet there should be like a lot of lag between communication. But it is the future, and
Yeah.
Deep Space Nine, there's wormholes. So what do I know?
Yeah, they got some really good Wi-Fi over there, and in whatever what years does this take place?
Oh man, I was just watching a video on this and I forget.
Let's see. I'll check.
Well, they probably got like they probably just they're not using Wi-Fi. They just really improve the Canon string technology.
Yeah. Okay, 2259 is the year.
It's not too far away.
Yeah, we could have
I
this
know
type
you're
of
not
technology.
gonna make it because
Yeah,
I know you're not gonna make it because you eat Doritos. But
it's right. You know, a little too many Doritos to live 200 and like some amount of years. I don't know,
unfortunately,
nearly 300 years.
Justin,
Hmm.
I think the people had enough of us trying to break this out. I think it's time for some trivia.
All right, let's do it. Let's do some trivia.
All right. So this week we got three questions.
Yep.
If you win, you win a trip to the moon. We'll work on getting you there. If you lose, um, you have to clean up SpaceX as a janitor for free for 1 day.
Oh no. Ooh,
Uh,
I don't think that's
I
gonna be a
I
very good
haven't
job.
I haven't consulted anyone else about this yet. I just came up with that on the spot, but I'll
I mean,
make it happen.
I'm sure Elon Musk would appreciate the free labor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. First question: who convinced Nichelle Nicholas when she decided to leave the show Star Trek: The Original Series that she needed to continue playing Lieutenant Uhura?
Hmm.
Who?
Shell Nichols.
This person told her, "I'm your biggest fan." She has a strange first name, like Nichelle.
Yeah, it's like
Like,
Michelle, but with an N.
yeah,
Hmm. Biggest her biggest fan.
yep.
Hmm.
I'll give you a hint. This show aired in the '60s, so they will have been alive then. So it couldn't have been Jesus or Nietzsche
So you're basically
or
confirming they're dead now, whoever it is.
no. They're not Mike Kenner.
Well,
He wasn't alive back then.
uh, uh, I don't know people who like Star Trek, especially older people who like Star Trek. Uh, Andy Griffith.
No, it's Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh, I didn't know Martin Luther King Jr. was in a Star Trek, but you know, you learn something new every day.
Was her biggest fan. Andy, I mean, as big as he was, wasn't big as MLK. Like Andy doesn't even get his own holiday.
True, true.
He did. He did do Matlock. That was pretty big.
Yeah,
In his back too.
yeah, with Kathy Bates.
All right, question two. In 1983, Sega released this game,
That game right there.
Star Trek. Yep, Star Trek Strategic Operations Simulator and Simulate. I should say the name right. Star Trek Strategic Operations Simulator in the arcades.
Yeah.
What type of graphics did the arcade cabinet use? So, as a hint, this uses pixel graphics. Like you understand, like the computer will draw the graphics pixel by pixel. This arcade cabinet didn't use that.
Huh.
It used the same graphics Asteroids had.
See, I don't really know different types of I just know like 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit. 64-bit.
Did you know like
The film Norbit.
I I haven't seen Norbit yet. I gotta see that.
I don't know if you got to see that. Uh, I, I'm I'm just gonna say 8-bit.
It was vector graphics.
I think I've heard the term vector graphics, but I'm not sure what. Like, I wasn't sure what exactly it was. I know.
It's like the liney stuff.
Mm,
Like if you ever played Asteroids,
yeah.
you'd know how. I mean, I guess you won't know how different it is, but if you like seen vector games, you can see like, oh, this is different than pixelated graphics.
Nah. I know there's a vector in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise.
Hmm.
So
Well, all right. Third question. Persephone 3 is named after a Greek goddess. What is she the god of?
spring.
Yep, you got it.
That one I actually didn't. I've seen various pieces of media that have Persephone involvement,
Yeah,
like Percy Jackson just had a new show recently last year. So
I remember her from Hades.
I never played Hades, but I did know she was in it.
Well,
I got one again, back to back weeks of getting one, so that's something.
well, we'll see at SpaceX. Yeah.
Gonna be a long day,
Oh,
long day.
all right. Well, now it's time for the second advertisement of the morning. Earth Day is April 22nd, and the Alliance of Knowledge and Reason. The Alliance for Knowledge and Reason. I keep saying of.
Four.
For Knowledge and Reason is on the week of Earth Day from April 20th to April 26th. They're working on doing a string of events here in Kotzebue. I think I'll be able to do stuff for Earth Day for sure. It's a Tuesday, but I'll make whatever work.
Tuesday.
Well, Robert's setting up a viewing party, so in Fairbanks, I'd like to do the same here in Kotzebue. I'm talking to the people at the park. Uh, um, uh, I'm sorry, the park rangers to do Earth Day events, seeing what ideas they got. I've written an article. I'll publish it tomorrow, Sunday. Well, I'm considering like who I should be calling. Like it's tomorrow, Sunday, February 9th. For people listening to this in the past, I'm not quite. Oh, one person has listened to the VOD, so I guess I keep that in consideration. I'll post an article on my website, www.joshuajhadley.com. It'll be my first Substack post. I'll see if I can get it in the Arctic Sounder and on the Green Party of Alaska's website. I'll have more on that next week so that you could look at it and see where it's posted for my article on Earth Day. Looking forward to that, and we'll give you more information as we get closer to April.
Yeah,
I know Earth Day is your favorite holiday, except for Groundhog Day.
I'm not big on Groundhog Day. Groundhogs, they get too much of the spotlight.
That's true.
There's
Like
not enough
Gopher,
Gopher representation in the world. Okay,
yeah,
I bring this up many times. There's always like squirrels, chipmunks, groundhogs. No one. There's not enough Gophers.
your poor cousin Golly Gopher didn't even make it anywhere past
Yeah,
that one live animation and a couple of cartoons.
he should have got an Oscar, but he never was
Yep,
able to reach that height.
unfortunately.
Unfortunate.
Well, let, let's move on to predestination and free will. I know, like, you believe everything's like preordained, just like the shepherds did with Mahani, Pike,
Is that right? Do I
Pita.
believe that?
I thought so.
I, I don't know. I don't know what I believe in regards to this. Like it's an interesting topic.
Yeah, yeah, the shepherds are definitely religious fanatics.
Mm.
And I guess the example I wanted to bring up is the end of Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. There's all these animes. I won't go too deep into this. Have shark clones, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. And the shark clone in that show is full frontal, and he fights Panazza Lynx in a giant robot battle. And
Mm.
the, the show has new types, a bunch of weird stuff going on. They're able to telepathically communicate, and full frontal brings them to the future. And the whole it, like the area in their mind is just totally black, and he says, "All right, in billions of years or however long it's gonna take for heat death is this is gonna be what the world is.
Mm.
Like, why are we even fighting? It's like nothing we do matters." And Banaza just tells him, like, "You're just full of it, dude." You know, it's just like we could be like the shepherds and say, we can't do anything. Everything's predestined, and we're just gonna let go as is. I don't really feel like that's the best way to go about things. But I know you're like one of the shepherds. Mahani must not be interfered with.
I, the whole heat that like, I mean, there's global warming, climate change, whatever you
Mm.
want to call it. I feel like at this point we're like beyond stopping it, you know. But I don't think it's like
Oh,
a pre. Like I think there was a point in time where it could have potentially been stopped.
oh,
Um,
when I say heat death, I meant like universal heat death, and
mm,
the universe is expanding so much that
yeah,
the energy is gonna eventually be too weak to warm anything up for life to be able to
yeah,
survive.
yeah.
So you think like, oh, we can't do anything. Like, screw it.
Yeah. I mean, there. I think there's some stuff that we have say over in the world. Some
Yeah,
things we
like
don't. Some things are just like I don't know if I would use like predestination as like the reasoning, but there's like some stuff where it's just that's how life is. That's just how the world works.
mhm. Like I forget who it was, but yeah, you can't put a peanut butter and jelly sandwich into a VCR and expect it to work. Or,
Yeah, yeah. You
or
can't like
yeah,
if you want to if you want to try to fly like on your own, just leap off of a very tall building and fly. You're gonna die. But that's not. It's not.
um,
You know. It's not like a predetermined. It's just because you can't fly. It's not a
yeah,
possibility. It's not a
absolutely.
thing your body is capable of doing.
Or you can go into an airplane. Like
Mm,
technology could do some of this for us, but
yeah.
we don't really.
We have a guest doggo.
He want he wants treats like that. He wants treats or to go outside. Oh no, someone's making breakfast,
Mm.
and he's like, "Oh, I want to go check that out." Nothing I could do about that, but I
Pre-
could. I guess
predestination
like
right there.
I could decide like I don't need to be upset because my puppy's whining at me while I'm doing checking the future, right?
Yeah. There you
Like someone's gonna make breakfast. He's gonna be like, "Oh, I want food." I decided to close the door to not be interfered with, but I did leave him in here.
go.
And in terms of, I think we should talk about Pike. In this episode, number one talks to him and says, we need to talk about this. His fate.
Yeah.
And
Because it seemed like he accepted it in the first episode, and then in this one it's more now he's realizing he might not have to. There might be a way to change. Maybe he got that message so that he could change it, rather than so that he knows it's gonna happen.
it's too bad. Like in this part in the future, there's bad record keeping. They don't have the original Star Trek on Blu-ray anymore, so you can't
Mm.
like pop it into the player and see. Oh, so that's what happens to me. Well, to talk about preordained,
Yeah.
I don't know if I made a bad choice. Well, no, I didn't make a bad choice. We're gonna get going. I'm gonna review as much as I could. Star Trek Resurgence for the Xbox One. Now that we're
Yeah.
doing this show, I decided, oh, no, I play video games. Like
Yes.
I've been playing Bentley Bear on stream.
You just
I
got
figured
a brand new Star Trek game for the Atari 2600.
exactly, exactly, and I figured I'll try one of these new games on my Xbox. And Star Trek, sorry,
Resurgence.
Resurgence is done by the people who did Telltale, or who were in Telltale. They did the Walking Dead games. I know there's some criticisms for that, but I really enjoy them.
I like the
I
story. Like the
Yeah,
main criticism is usually lobbied around like there's not really any choice. Like that's something to talk about with predestination. Those games, like no
yeah,
matter what you do, the same stuff happens. As opposed to like Detroit Become Human, there's a lot of actual variation in that where things can happen differently.
mm,
But in the Telltale games, it's usually just like you might get a little bit of different dialogue, but then it all leads the same way.
yeah, and I think Mass Effect so has that same issue
Mm,
at times, for
yeah,
sure. Definitely towards the third game. I do like the narrative though,
yeah,
but I think that's really what's important.
yeah.
So I bought this game, downloaded it on my Xbox One, and I play it, and doesn't play well on the Xbox One. I know it's an older console, like I think it's a decade old now.
It's a little over that even. It's like 2013, 14, something like that, where it came out.
Okay, so it's almost a retro console by the
Yeah,
15-year rule.
yeah,
You know what? I understand that, but if the game did not work well on this Xbox, so I started playing it, and there's frame drops.
mm,
There's instances where the game has to render things in so that
mm,
it looks nice. Otherwise, it looks all like awful
hmm,
for like half a second, maybe
mm.
even 2 seconds. And the dialogue it doesn't like the way we're speaking is like like it skips because the
Yeah.
game doesn't run well.
Hmm.
I haven't played my Xbox since December 2023 when I finished Mass Effect 2.
Mm.
So
It's been a
it's
bit.
been a long time.
Yeah.
I checked if it was my console, and I took our air compressor and I blew out some dust in there, and it's still the same. And I made
Yeah.
sure I decided to play Mass Effect 2 just to make sure the console worked, and it worked perfectly fine.
Yeah.
As um I know it's not as well as the Xbox 360 version. I'll take what I can get. Um, yeah, I was really disappointed, but they did give me a refund, which is I'm happy with.
Good.
Maybe I don't know. I really wish they would have released a substandard version on an older console if it wasn't gonna work anyway.
Yeah.
Like I bought. It reminds me of. Well, this doesn't quite remind me of that. I mean, I wanted to say like I bought older games on newer consoles. Like I think I bought. No, I know I did buy a WWE game on the Xbox 360. That
I know, like the Xbox has
um
usually been like pretty good with backwards compatibility and everything.
yeah, it wasn't backwards compatibility. I was like WWE 2K15 or something on the 360, and it's like we're all into the Xbox era,
Yeah.
and the game. I just want to say that game works perfectly fine. It's just there's a whole bunch of features missing, but it plays
Yes.
perfectly
That
fine.
that that's the game where they like switched developers, and so they were like, you know what, we gotta start from scratch, and by start from scratch, they like took out. You couldn't make a female wrestler. Like it was that bare bones. You
Yeah,
couldn't even make a female wrestler in that one.
that's right.
That was when they first switched from
But
THQ to 2K.
at least the game worked, I'd say.
Yeah, they had that going for it, which is a lot better than what was it, 2K20, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Like that game on Switch is ridiculous.
That game on any console is ridiculous, let alone the
Oh
Switch one.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah,
like that was the one time where like even PlayStation was just handing out left and right refunds for it.
yeah. But yeah, don't if you got an Xbox One, don't get Star Trek Resurgence. Maybe it works on a newer console, but I'll let you guys like figure that out for yourself. Um so talking about games,
Mhm.
Friday we got uh what would this be called?
Valentine's
Will it
Day.
be called Gopher and Tuck or will it be called Gaily Gopher's Bullet for My Valentine?
uh, I'd Gopher and Tuck. You know, it's still on the Gopher and
Yeah,
Tuck channel. Bullet for My Valentine is our next Katsubu Chess Club stream. It'll be on Valentine's Day, so February 14th, this upcoming Friday. It's going to be an hour long bullet again arena.
yep,
Yeah, hour
I
long
think
bullet
so.
arena. I did another little bit of artwork for it again. Kind of turned out a little,
Amazing.
yeah, sure, let's go with that word. But yeah, it'd be another hour long arena. This time with some Valentine's Day flavor thrown in there. Um,
Yeah.
Seems like we're getting
I hope we
a
don't get
nice bi-monthly situation with these.
I hope
You
we
know,
don't get sued by the band, or is that's a band, right?
bullet for my Valentine. Maybe it sounds familiar. That might be, but for some reason I don't think they're gonna be targeting any lawsuits at this channel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not too worried about that. It's just I did steal that name for the
Yeah,
event.
that is bullet for my Valentine, which apparently is a Welsh band. Didn't know they were Welsh.
Oh wow.
And
Well,
their original name was Jeff Killed John. So R.I.P. John.
well, we didn't want to steal that name.
The Gopher and Tuck Jeff Killed John Bullet Arena on Valentine's Day.
Every time my dog, we're going to the next section here, but yeah, Friday, Valentine's Day. We don't have a specific time yet,
It'll
but
likely be
join
late, likely be later in the day
what you guys need to
at
do
night.
is join the Gopher and Tuck Discord and just not even if you're not a chess fan, if you're a Trekkie or if you just like video games, no matter what it is, just go in there and say I'm here for chess, and tell them like hey, I know en passant, I know chess. You'll-
Go on that server. We'll be going live on Valentine's Day. Probably Valentine's night.
yeah, probably. I'll be down in Juneau,
Yeah,
so
he'll be in
I,
Juno.
if that wasn't happening, I will give a definite time.
Yeah.
Poor Malik's like sad, like I don't know if I'll miss it or not. Oh. Well, I think it's time to talk about the artist.
Mm.
For this show, it's I guess Gene Roddenberry, though. Like, don't want to just throw out everyone else who works on Star Trek. You know. Um, yeah, and the artist is very important. I feel. And I decided like I'll go with that since this episode, Uhura figures out how to save the day through harmonics, being able to read and decipher that.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, art is like well, I'll just throw this statement out there. It's very important.
it is. I
I
agree.
I know I don't know. Maybe you feel differently as much
Nope.
as you digest. I don't know, maybe you're watching all your movies like this is awful. How could they do this? Ah,
Yeah. Art is important. I agree. Human
like
art. Art made by people. Real
yeah.
people.
When I look at Mullock's art, like I just think, oh, that's just yellow snow there. I wonder if an AI would take that and say, hey, let's make something out of this.
Yeah. Let's just take this yellow snow and give it 7 fingers.
So so art made by people. So Data, I know at least like that character from Star Trek. He
Yep.
wouldn't like you wouldn't like his art.
Art made by sentient beings, I guess, would be, you know, sentient
What?
beings.
Oh, that I'm on the call. Uh, that's why Mullock's whining. Like he wants breakfast.
Yeah, that dog wants to eat.
Forget it. But yeah, even food can be an art.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. There was what was the movie? I watched a movie that came out in 2023. I believe it was one of the best international feature nominees at the Oscars. Gonna try to open up this thing
2020.
to remember the name, but it was a food based film that really showcased how food can be art. The Taste of Things. That's what it was called.
I gotta see that.
It was very good.
After after the Star Trek movie where they save the whales, I'll put that on the backlog.
There you go.
But yeah, art can easily convey things like propaganda is a very obvious form where people make
Yeah.
art to convince you of something.
Yeah.
Start like we've talked about last week, Star Trek. So it's like, oh, maybe this is how the world could be where we got it right. Uh,
Yeah.
God damn! Wait a minute. Like he just wants to like check out that food. Uh,
I mean, can you blame him?
I can't blame him, but
Food is good.
like he can wait. Food is good. Like imagine he's not gonna taste it. But yeah, I don't give him human food
mm,
because he's been vomiting, and
mm,
I don't know if it's because
yeah.
it's not meant for him.
Mm.
Um. Anyway, sorry, this is just really throwing me off here, and it had to be the category too where I didn't really give you much input on like what to talk about.
Yeah, I just got the note was the artist. We talked about that for 10 minutes. That's all I got.
Yeah, I've been listening to the Nietzsche podcast, and they're talking about the three types of higher types that Nietzsche talked about. You know, the holy man, the artist, and the philosopher. And the idea is back in history, the holy man was able to like teach people how to like in Christianity, they take cruelty that happens to you, and they're able to direct it inwards as just to do something with it.
Hmm.
That's what Nietzsche talks about.
Yeah.
The artist does it in a different way by conveying art to you. I it's not something I'm too informed on. I wanted to re-listen to the podcast on the artist specifically, but that's my understanding on that concept.
Hmm.
That it's sort of the artist is a higher type, and through um they're sort of like a priest or a holy person where they could through I almost want to say manipulating you that and art is sort of manipulation or I when I say manipulate like I don't want to mean it's a bad term like
Hmm.
maybe in the way in this episode they manipulate the direction of Mahani so that it doesn't kill those people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like conveying something to you to affect you,
Yeah.
like Star Trek. Uh, the the I was gonna bring up that food movie. I can't remember the name of it.
The Taste of Things or different
The
one?
Taste of Things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Um, I don't know. You've been watching a whole bunch of movies. Like,
Yep.
what do you say about that concept? Like these directors, these screenwriters, they're like, oh, how can I convey or make Justin think about something when he watches my film?
I mean, that's what the whole medium is about. You know, you, as as a filmmaker or TV making TV shows, whatever it is you make, music. Um, there's like you want the audience, the viewer, listener, whatever, to feel a certain thing, and so you try to add stuff to what you're making to sort of push them towards whatever emotion you want them to feel. And like sometimes that comes in the form of like the soundtrack or uh, the little pieces of things that they're doing within the medium. But yeah,
Even camera angles.
yeah, camera angles can do it. Like there's a lot of different ways you can go about doing it, which is something that I think is really interesting about like films, for instance, like specifically. Um, there's so many different ways you can push somebody towards that emotional reaction that you're wanting to get, and a lot of different movies do it. A lot of different filmmakers do it in completely different ways, and it's effective for how they do it. And I it's interesting. I find it very interesting.
Absolutely. And um, I was thinking of one final note, but probably a good place to do our outro.
Yeah.
It's a
Mhm.
I think at least we could say that was definitely a better episode of Trekking the Future. The people were able to hear you the whole
The whole
time.
time didn't go 17 minutes of you talking to no one in particular. Well, I'm just here mouthing whatever I'm mouthing. So
Hey,
yeah,
this is a better episode, like already.
yeah. We're getting more
So,
into the show. We're both in terms of the actual Star Trek show we're watching and the podcast. So
yep,
I'm liking it. Feeling more comfortable here. I'm enjoying it so far.
absolutely. And
Maybe one of these days I'll get more than one trivia question right.
one day, one day, like so, I'll post all the episodes on my website www.joshuajhadley.com, and for updates on me, that'll be the easiest place to go to. I'll make sure of that. But if you'd like to check out Trek in the Future, you could
Yep.
also go to Gopher and Tuck's YouTube page.
Yep. All the
Well,
vods are uploaded uh, right after. They go up a couple hours later. Like I upload them immediately and then set them to go live at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Central Time, every week. Same day that we record, or just live stream, I should say.
and you're playing Zelda on YouTube right now.
Yeah, currently we just finished Arkham Asylum. It's just Zelda now for a couple weeks until I believe the 17th is when the finale goes up. So it's gonna be 2 episodes a day, every day, Echoes of Wisdom, and then we go back to that format that we attempted in 2023, where it's more of a condensed thing, where we're cutting out a lot of the filler. Um, so we're gonna be going to 6 episodes a week, one episode a day, Monday through Saturday, alternating days. Starting off with Pokemon Gaia, our next randomized Nuzlocke, the first ROM hack one. That'll be going up Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I'll be playing a game that I pledged to on Kickstarter a couple years ago. It's out now, called Mika and the Witch's Mountain, which is heavily inspired by the Studio Ghibli film Kiki's Delivery Service. So I look forward to
I
that.
think we mentioned that last week
Yeah,
too.
so that'll be
Well, not the game,
yeah.
but
So Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for that. We also have a Tucker Variety Hour finally in the works. Don't know when exactly that's going to come, but it's in the works. And Brandon has some
uh,
ideas for more Tuck Thursday stuff to potentially happen. So a lot going on.
I would hope so. Like if we didn't, the show wouldn't continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, check out Gopher and Tuck on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble,
I
uh,
don't know about that last
uh,
one.
behind the dumpster at your local convenience store.
And there you go.
In the
We are there.
bathroom. Um, uh, at the Taj Mahal. Like I
Taj
think
Mahal.
Gopher's there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I live there.
Well, this has been Trekking the Future, and I'm Joshua Hadley. He's Justin Belanger. That's Mullick. everyone have a good rest of your weekend.
See ya.